Alrighty, excuse me. Alrighty, guys. Welcome. Morning, good afternoon, as always. Very good evening. Apologies, guys, for that slight delay. Nonetheless, we are here. Big day, massive day for obviously the pound. Moving forward today, we've got GDP, so it's gonna be a big one. The forecast for GDP, that's last month, so let me just refresh that. I was just having a look prior to the stream what happened last month, how the charts reacted. So the forecast is for, it's actually been downgraded. It was before, I think the forecast was for greater, unless I'm seeing things, unless I was thinking of last month. If that's to be the case, that could potentially mean a bit of weakness in the pound, because what that would suggest is a little bit of softening in economic activity. Less products being produced, which means there's less consumption, which will likely mean to, if anything, potentially lower inflation. So could we just be grabbing some liquidity prior to maybe price coming back down? But we'll come up with the plan moving forward on both the pound, also gold as per usual. We'll look at GJ, GU. I'll get that done prior to the news. So without further ado, guys, once again, I hope you're all doing well. Also, guys in YouTube, just let me know that it sounds okay. I was having a few issues before with the audio, so if you could let me know, it'd be much appreciated. But without further ado, guys, let's get underway. Just make sure to hit that like button so we get a few more on stream. It's been a fantastic comeback week for me once again. Been really good. Called a trade in the group today for the Asian session. On gold, that was a sell order on gold, so 4-0 this week, going really well. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button. Please help us out on YouTube, just get more people to the stream. Also, guys, on TikTok, I'm not sure if you can I've added a link to the Discord. I'm not sure how it works, so if you can and you want to join the Discord group, it's for free. Try to click on that link and let me know if it does work. But without further ado, let's get cracking, guys. Let's have a look at GJ to begin. So obviously starting the weekly candle. Now current weekly is forming a very strong bullish candle. So what this usually would suggest to me is within it, I'd be looking to see what levels of support we've got, because those levels become either our levels to look to buy it from if price does pull back in order to retest the high and potentially create a higher high. And they also become levels that if we begin to break below, what's likely going to happen is price will then head back down to next minor support we've formed within the weekly candle, like so. So that is what the current weekly candle suggests to me. So it is strong bullish. Looking now at the daily time frame, that is technically bullish, and we do have counter probabilities to the upside. Still creating higher highs, higher lows, a series of higher highs, higher lows. Now hard pressed up at that resistance. So obviously we've got the news to come. Will it help it push it above that level, or are we going to make a big pullback off that level? We'll have to just wait and see. So bullish with counter probabilities to the upside. Just going to mark in the current daily candles low as well. Just want to see what we've got below that level. So we do now have that higher high, higher low to the previous. If we were to continue bullish, really should respect a current daily candles low and then continue to the upside. Onto the 4-hour time frame. Still technically bearish. We are retesting the last significant lower high. So a closure above the level that we're currently at is technically going to flip structure on the 4-hour bullish. Doesn't mean we just buy it based off that. Reason being is because we've got some more resistance to the left hand side. So we're also going to mark in the next level, seeing we are about to break, or we are trying to break the current resistance. We're now marking the next level around at 200.6, not leaving us a great deal of margin, but we'll see what we can come up with if we do begin to close above that level. Going to mark in a support formed at the current daily candles low as well. So again, might give us options below that level. If we were to continue bullish, we should respect levels of support. And as I mentioned before, looking at the weekly time frame, those levels also provide potential options to look to sell it below. And also, especially considering it's a 4-hour resistance that we're approaching. Onto, well, that we're at, sorry, onto the 30-minute. That as well will flip back bullish on a closure above the resistance. So the 4-hour and the M30 flip the same level. Obviously, the 30-minute will flip prior to the 4 hour, unless it ends up closing the exact same candle, 4 hour closure above that level. So we could have the catalyst on the M30 shortly, flipping structure bullish, and that would then give us a neutral bias. But again, the news to come, could this just be grabbing some liquidity from the upside before we head back down? So obviously moving forward, irrespective of the news, buys above that level there would be definitely an option. Buys above the resistance, closures above would be the catalyst for that. Now, seeing we've got the news coming, further options to buy it for me. So I'm going to cover the buys first of all, guys. What I'm going to be looking for is, if it comes out to be negative, and let's just say the pound drops, so GJ drops, GU drops, there's a few options. It may pop up, grab some liquidity, start to reject. Once it starts to reject and pop back below this 2035 sort of level, I'm going to be going down to probably even the 1 minute and 3 minute time frames to look for a little bit of structure to form upon the pullback. And as soon as we start to do so, begin to reject again, I'll likely look to take a cheeky little sell to take it back down in line with the candle formation to the downside. That is to be the case. Also rejecting this resistance, the 4 hour level. It is a key level, a strong level. So that would be a sell plan. Now the other plan would be if it just drops like so, same sort of scenario. I'd be waiting for the pullback, going down to the micro time frames, look for that pullback followed by that resistance to potentially take it back down in line with direction of the candle. That is the sell plan. So sells back below. Now, as for the buy, so the options, we're starting to pop up. Could we just be grabbing liquidity? Who knows, but I'm not interested in taking any buys just yet. So if we do, for instance, though, pop up after the news at the open of the next candle, we pop up on the back of the news, only to begin to pull back. So don't form any structure from the upside, and we just drop straight back down. I'd be looking for a bit of support to form once again the micro time frames, and potentially look to take a buy back in line with direction of the catalyst candle to the upside, the news candle to the upside. And very similar from the downside, if we do pop down without any structure forming on the move down, we start to form some structure at these lows, tapping into this support. I may go down to the 1 minute and 3 minute time frames at that point there to potentially look for a buy to take it back up towards the current daily candles high and in line with the bounce off this support as well. Especially if we do flip the structure in the M30, we'll just pull back to grab that liquidity before we end up continuing to the upside. We've also got the daily counter probabilities on our side as well, so that just adds a bit more confidence to it. So that is pretty much the plan, guys. So once again, it's been a cracking week for me so far. Well, 4.5. We've got a break even and a win today. So that would be my plan. I'd be willing to risk, not right at the release of the news, but after maybe the first initial push, just see what happens, and then I'll come up and see how we react, and then potentially look to place a entry in accordance to whichever direction we are trading in. So hopefully that makes sense, guys. Please let me know if it does. Same type of scenario will probably be looking at for GU if I was to trade GU. Basically the exact same analysis as GJ, just depending on the direction of the candle, the push from the news. We pop straight up, we're looking for a bit of structure to form. If we start to pop back below this resistance and then potentially sell it, we pop straight down, gonna be looking for a bit of structure to form at previous support, and then potentially buy it back up. So very similar in GU. That's just a quick little synopsis on GU. But let's do the analysis now on gold. I'll remove that. That was from earlier, from the Asian session update. So let's see what we've got moving forward on the gold. Good news is the TikTok ban was lifted. I was literally on for not even a minute last night for MY, and banned straight away. So no idea why. They're very strict on TikTok, but I did appeal it and it was successful. So let's have a look. Looking at gold, so the weekly still respecting levels that I had previously marked in at the beginning of the week, which potentially could be the highest point for the new weekly if we were to continue in line with the previous weekly candle. So I'm still going based off the previous weekly at this stage. So I'd say it's still a strong bearish candle. But what we can see is the daily, it is bullish. We are creating some high lows, high highs of closing back bullish candles. I would want price to respect the current the previous daily candles high if we were to continue to the downside. So I'm going to mark that in. That lines up with some previous support to the left hand side here. So we're technically bullish. Onto the 4-hour, just consolidating below his previous support to the left. So just going to mark in the resistance, and I'm going to mark in the support, most recent support, if it lets me. And that is our 4-hour range on gold. So we're just, as you can see, we're just consolidating. We are bearish in structure though. So we've got the weekly as bearish, we've got daily as bullish, counter probabilities to the upside. We've got 4 hours bearish. We've now onto the all important M30, and that to me is, I'm just going to adjust this a little bit. The M30 is bullish. So we've got a neutral bias on gold. We can see we're just heavy consolidation just now. We've got high impact news to come with CPI later. It's going to be a huge one for the US dollar, obviously affecting all the majors. So on gold, what I want to see is, obviously, if we begin to pop above this resistance, that previous daily candles high, we've got counter probabilities on our side on the daily time frame. So if we do begin to pop above it, close above it, that point there, I would be interested in looking for a buy above 23.19. What we do have though to the left is a little bit of resistance further off here to the left. So if we can maybe close above, tap in, and then look for the entry as we break above the catalyst candles high, and ties it in line with a break off that level to the left hand side here, that probably adds some more probability to it because it's cleaner above that wick. However, I would still entertain the buys upon continuation. Just going to draw in some minor support. Have we got any potential options on gold? Not really any clear direction at the moment. Not sure if we're going to have the margin to take back up towards the daily high. Nah, only 13 pips. Wouldn't really trust that at the moment. So anyway, what we've done within the current daily candle is form support during the Asian session. So seeing we've bounced off it, rated the high of the day. If we come back down to retest this support, we'll potentially look for buys. I doubt it though, because it's just the way price action is forming on the approach that level. It's quite choppy. However, if we do bounce off it, only to be close below, coming into a higher time volume, at that point there, there's a high probability that we could eventually come back down towards that 23.07. So if we do begin to close below the support formed at the current daily candles low, I would entertain my sell options from that point there. And if we do pop up, I need to reject this resistance, the flyer resistance, respecting that previous daily candles high. I'll be looking for my catalyst in price action to just sell the range, sell from the highs. So anything between right now, not so interested in on gold because we're just consolidating. There's no clear direction. Just need to wait for a bit of volume to pop in, and at that point there, we can start to potentially look for options. So that's pretty much it on gold, guys. My focus right now is obviously going to be on pound pairs, so I'll be keeping an eye on GJ. Moving forward, close to the news. Not interested in limit orders, even if we close above, because it's going to be a bit of volatility about for the news. So last thing I want to do is tag me in without any sort of structure forming on the micro time frames, and just continues to melt down to this support. So even if we do close above here just now, I'm not going to be looking for that limit order entry. I'm just going to patiently wait. Like I said, probably give it about 5 minutes or so minimum, maybe the latter half of the next count, M30 count. So maybe after about 5 to 10 minutes, we might have some sort of structure forming on even the 1 minute time frame, and potentially could look for some little cheeky entries, guys. So that is the plan. How is that? Leave a thumbs up. Let me know, guys. All right, I'm just about to send a question into. All right, actually, let me end that one. All right, so I've just sent a question into the chat. How are we all doing, guys? Talk to me. Let me know. How's the week been? What are we looking at moving forward today? First of all, guys, does that plan make sense for the news? Yeah, I don't usually trade in news, but I'm willing to risk a little bit of what I've made this week so far. So, and it's not just buy stops, sell stops. I want to see a little bit of structure form on the micro time frames before looking for any sort of entries. You're trying to use the volume and momentum to try to pick up some pieces within the news candle itself. So that is what I'll be trying to do, guys. Favor. Anyway, in the meantime, let me say g'day to. I'll answer that shortly. Doc, g'day to you. Just jumping on, gotta go, but we'll join you soon as you get back. All good. Whole golf. I'll try to. Yep. Franco, good morning to you. Clarksonization, good morning to you. Favor, USD CAD, what is your analysis? What is your analysis on silver? Just wait a minute, man. We've got just over a minute until the news, so no rush. We'll have a look. We've got plenty of time after news. TikTok guys, how are we? Hope you're well. We'll try to go live today for NY. Alright guys, so we've got 40 seconds remaining until the news. Let's see which direction we're heading in. What do you guys reckon? Up or down? YouTube, TikTok, let me know. Up, down, up, down. Give me something, guys. Don't just sit there. It's the only way to grow this stream and the community is if you guys actually type in to the chat, because it ticks the algorithm off. It gets the algorithm going. We'll get more on the stream. It's not acceptable 17 people on stream. You guys are good, but we need it to be a lot more than this, otherwise it's just not worth it. All right, so we've got the news. All right, no upper wick. No upper wick, and look at that. All right, how did the news come out? I'm not interested in getting in any trade just yet. Ending. If anyone knows, let us know. All right, it's popping down. So let's see if we're going to respect this level now. Will we go down to the minor time frames? So it came out as per forecast. So I would deem that to be a negative for the pound. All right, so it's bouncing off. All right, so let's go down to the micro time frames. We're 2 minutes in. No structure forming just yet. What's GU doing? Same thing. So nothing right now, nothing at all. Just need to wait. This is what the news does. So that's why buy stops, sell stops are very, very dangerous. Vishal, good day to you. Crow, good day. Welcome guys, welcome guys. Thank you. All right, so still no structure forming at all, even on the 1 minute. So we're just gonna wait. Gold stuck in this area consolidation, so right in the middle of the range. There is nothing on gold right now. Talk to me guys. Anyone in any trades? 1 for yes, 0 for no. Just let me know. Once again, chat, get this chat pumping. You can spam the chat with whatever crap you like right now. Just spam it. Let's get this chat pumping, guys. I prefer to do this in front of an audience instead of just 20 people, because it's just not worth it. You guys need to help me. I'm doing this for free. Just give us a little bit of a hand. That's it. That's better, guys. That's it. You got in Gbpjpy, correct? Nice one. 200.267. Nice one. Nice one, buddy. So you in from earlier? Nice one. So you're looking good. From the news, it's come out what I would believe to be negative for the pound, but so far we are pushing back up. So let's see, because now we've form support, we've created a high. If we pop back down and create an equal low, even on the minute, pop it back down to respect this support again, may look for a cheeky little buy, may look for a catalyst to buy it. Hannah still waiting, all good. Bro, you're in a trade, nice one. Emmerich, nice one. The trade was on CUSD. You stop loss at 7.81. I don't even know what that is, to be honest. Yeah, don't be shy, guys. Just spam the chat. We want to get this chat pumping. Send some charts. Give me an opinion just of your ideas. What are you looking at, guys? What are you looking at? Bro, you're in a gold sell from 23.77. 23.77. So you're in a gold sell from. Has it been that high? It has. Nice one. Well done, man. Well done to you. You're well in the money. So what's your plan? What's your stop loss? What are you doing? I hope you've secured some profits along the way. So for my plan on GJ now, I'm waiting for pull back to that level. And then I may look for my options to potentially buy it. That is my plan on GJ. What is GU doing? Build back above that support. So it's really a bit of a nothing burger of the news because we're pretty much back at the open. That's it, guys. Keep talking to me. Spam the chat. It's Copper Futures, Vishal. Okay. Never heard of it. To be honest, man, no offense, but I feel like you're trading too many pairs. You're looking at, yesterday you asked me about oil, and you asked me about copper futures. You're trading Forex currency pairs, you're trading gold. I think you just need to chill, to be honest, man. I think you need to focus on one or two. Less is more. Because if you're constantly flicking, you're looking for the optimal option on, let's just say, basket of 5 to 10 pairs, you're likely going to miss the best entry point because you're going to be too concerned about flicking through, looking instead of waiting patiently. That's just my personal opinion. Tam, I mean, you buy a tool 107.6 107.66 you buy. So that's your target, 107.66. Is that what you're saying? Not a bad target, high time frame. You don't mind sharing what your entry was? All right, GJ. What are we doing? Let's go to the 3-minute time frame just now. Let's see. All right. Let's see. I want it to tap back into this 200.425 to be exact. Hasn't quite tapped back into it, so let's see. Will there be options if we break the high again? Not the greatest. Still might pull back and tap in. Let's just wait and see a little bit. Oh, you did, nice one. Do you have secured some? Franco may be looking at Gbpjpy to close the down. Okay. Similar to GJ. Sinister. Pound down. That's what you're looking at. Nice one. I'd be looking at sells from this resistance as well if it does reject. Okay, move from the 7th of June on GU. Okay. But I don't know what to do because the news coming with CPI and gold. Be very careful with it. I might be on later for it, or on TikTok anyway. So just have a plan, but you're well in profit, so just trail the stop. Just trail the stop, make sure you're not going to take a loss on it, obviously. Sinister London Open countdown, it could well do. If could filter through the news at that point. Termits, your target entry was 107.345. Oh, really? You got a really sniper entry. You got a really nice entry. Nice one. So what are you doing though? You're managing your trade. Are you trailing your stop loss? Talk to me. Let me know. Hannah, potential buys for GJ. Yep, potential buys. Let's just see. So it's now pulled back. Got the 5 minute also. And that high. Now we're going to confirm a high low. So it might be a... I think we'll probably have to wait for the 5 or 3 minute. So let's see if this candle closes bearish and then we get a 5 minute Atlas candle, then we might be able to get a cheeky little option and take it back up towards the high and beyond. Temp stop loss is break even as it's against the trend. Nice one. At least you're managing it. Well done. That's it, guys. I like to do giveaways and that too, but I need more on stream. I mean, you know, just over a month ago, we're getting 80 to 90 per stream. I'm not sure what the deal is right now. It's not like the form's been bad. All right, so it's consolidating in the 1 minute. So let's see, because I think the options are the 5 minute. If this closes bearish and we have a bullish engulfing, that could be one option. The next option could be if we close out of this consolidation, possibly above that 20.466 on the 1 minute, bouncing off this previous resistance. That could almost be enough. But right now, the volume seems to have died out. Seems to have fizzled a bit and may not come back in until session open. Michelle, we'll get back to higher stream numbers. I have no doubt. It's just a little bit frustrating. Because I do my best when I've got people on the stream. I love educating. 1 minute, it's popping back up. Let's oh, all right. Now it's going into the tricky one, guys. So it has respected that level. Not quite a strong enough catalyst though for me, because it's not bullish engulfing. You don't have any of that going on. Got some higher lows, higher highs forming, obviously in the 1 minute we can see. So not the easiest to get involved in the news. It's definitely not, because you've got a lot of volume. It spikes all over the place. Right now it's back, basically it's open. I think I had a pretty good plan, but I'm not sure if it's going to present. So now see, the longer this count draws out, then we're just going to likely need to wait for things to set up again. But all right, so let's see now if it pulls back to create a higher low again, and then look for our same catalyst, look for an engulfing candle, and that could be a signal to potentially buy it. Bro, Ian's still in the daily order block. I can take a look. Ian, okay. So you're saying a daily? Yeah, still got potentially room to come down to tap into the support. But for me on an EN, I'd prefer to sell it once again, you're trading very heavily to the downside. I think it's the same thing as what we looked at yesterday. And once again, how many other streams are going to say, yeah, but it has to crane up a wick, so we'll likely pop down, we're going to pop up, crane up a wick? Bullshit. It does not necessarily need to, as long as it continues to respect resistance formed on the move to the downside, especially now it has a lower high, lower low to the previous candle. It doesn't have to pull back to crane up a wick. It may bounce off this support though, so it is approaching a high time frame support. So if it does pull back, that's likely why. It's tapped into an order block, demand zone, supply zone, whatever you call it. I just call it a high time frame support. So right now, my bias is still exact same as yesterday on this. It's just bearish. I'd be only interested in selling it because you still don't have any catalyst to look for any counter trend entry. You don't have a high time frame candle closing back bullish. Don't have the daily. 4 hours just consolidating. Still have a little bit of margin to go down to the support. So for me, I'd just be looking for, honestly, pullbacks to that level. Pullbacks to any of these levels within current move to the downside. So first one is this level, minor time frame resistance 107, 1.7490, roughly 950. If it rejects and pops above that level, still want to be interested in buying it in such a strong downtrend. My next level to potentially sell it from will be 1.75, just above that level there. And then finally, that 4 hour previous support that we've just recently broken. If price was to pull back that far, that would be the next point I'd be looking to sell it from. And if we do pull back that far and start to pop above it, what's likely going to happen is we're going to have a daily candle closing back bullish above that level. And that's when I'm going to start to look for the buyers, because you're going to have things like the M30 structure flipping back bullish. 4 hour won't have flipped bullish just yet, but you'll have the M30. And plus you have a daily candle closing back bullish to add confluence to any sort of buys. But for the time being, I'd be really just concentrating on the sell options. Not even that keen on sells below the low, because you just don't have the margin anymore. You're now harder pressed against this support to the left. So I'd just be looking for sells on a pullback. Hopefully that makes sense. I know the volume is good. BJ is just try that high low. I just don't trust this. There is no, even within the candle itself, it's very choppy, really choppy. So for me, there is absolutely no clear catalyst at the moment. Alrighty guys, I'm going to share the link to the chat in the free Discord, the Zoom link. Now the deal is, please make sure to watch the stream on another device if you are to join the Zoom link. Can't afford to lose viewers. I don't have many to begin with. Monty Patel, good day to you from the TikTok. You're just focusing on golden learning. Nice one, brother. Well, you've definitely come to the right place, because I really love to educate on this stream. So make sure to join on the daily. And also think about jumping across the YouTube stream. Reason being, so I get banned on TikTok without any notice for whatever reason. Last night, well, my time last night, jumped on to do an MI stream. Was banned within 20 seconds, I think it was. I have no idea why. So I did appeal it and I won. I was successful. So that's what they do on TikTok. I have no idea. It's to do with bots and all that. So certain words might trigger it. So do be sure to jump across to the YouTube channel. Just look up A.C.T Forex and you will find me streaming live on that as well. Crow, nice, many thanks. All good. Franco, I would take Gbpjpy buyers when known high on M30 will be broken. He looks a bit better, to be honest, within the news candle. But I would be waiting now for this count to close, in all honesty. 10 minutes left. But could this just be a liquidity grab for London Open? We have flipped the structure now bullish on the M30. Not yet in the 4 hour. Obviously the 4 hour still has 1 and 2 hours remaining. It's the same level. If we close above, I'm going to flip the structure and then flip the bias to the upside at that point. Gold bouncing off current level. Which is good because now it's at a level of interest, or it's approaching level of interest for me. So I could possibly look for the sells upon a rejection or the buys above it. This is what I like to see. I like to see a bit of movement in the market. Last thing we want to see is it just consolidating. Tam, if you trade EU or GU, it's always a good idea to check it. Yep, I agree. See which one is stronger. Yep, because then if you're looking to buy or sell, just depends what you're looking to do on EU or GU. You can help determine which one is stronger and which one is weaker by looking at Euro Gbp, and that can help you. But personally, I don't trade EU. I don't trade EU. But I agree, it is a good little way to gauge strength. How really? Oh man. All right, I'll chuck the link into the chat. I have no idea because I've set it to so it's not, it never ends, like it never expires. I have no idea what the deal is with Discord all the time. So is that link I've sent into the Q&A, is that not working? I've just sent the link anyway below. Where's the description? Let me edit it. Technology, man, it's bloody frustrating.
Hey, good morning, man.
How are you, brother?
Yeah, it's okay. So this morning, I thought maybe to really get into some trades on GU, but I think now I will not be in. So
yeah,
it's a little bit difficult with the news.
Yeah, it is. It is. I think the plan was pretty good, but within this candle, it's been up, down, all over the place. So I think the plan would work better if the candle was moving in one solid direction. Whereas this candle's been bullish, bearish, bullish, now flipping back bearish.
Yeah, and also the news itself. So it was as predicted.
Yep.
So it's a little bit difficult to have then a direction down or up. It's not clear.
Yeah, agreed. Definitely agreed. And GJ, there is no margin to the next support, even if it was to close back below. Oh man, gold rejecting too. Guys, feel free to ask questions, just anything. Let's just get this chat popping a bit.
Did I had it right,
Nice
Justin, that you already took a trade this today?
Yeah, during the Asian session, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, gold. Sell limit. Just below, below here. So first attempt at it, I actually got taken out break even. So it was this counter was the catalyst. Pulled back, tagged me in. Flipped back bullish, I went to break even, had about 5.5 pips or so on the table. 6 pips. And went to break even. Pulled straight back up.
Okay.
Tapped into this level here and it starts to reject again. And a little bit impulsive, probably a little bit, sort of felt like I was a little bit unjustified by missing out the first time. And I did say it into the Discord chat. I don't recommend doing it, and my bad. I shouldn't have done it, but I did enter again. It did work the second time around. We are only human. Sometimes we feel like we're stubborn and we have to be right, but it's not good practice. It really isn't. So might have got a bit lucky in that one. But the second time around, I did manage to secure profits. So got about 12 roughly. Well, I secured 8% at that point, and the rest came back. Tam, yes, I definitely am. Where are you from? Where are you guys from? That's it. That's what we can do. Where are you all from? Let me know. I'd like to know where you guys are from. I mean, from my analytics, it says my main viewers are from Russia, believe it or not. Russia, then UK, then I think India was third. Australia was fourth or fifth. Michelle, feel gold can touch upper wick again. Yeah, I would like for it to pop up a little bit. I really would have loved for this counter's close strong bullish. Last thing I want for it is to leave a long wick in either direction, because what this does is now make it more difficult to trade, more choppy. So this is better. Next 2 minutes, if it closes up near its high, it's much better. All right, where are we all from? Vishali from India, nice one. Massive Indian population here in Melbourne, man. Huge Indian population. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's the largest per capita outside of India, out of like another capital city. I could be wrong. It's something like that. Hannah, you're from Kenya, nice one. Sam, awesome place to live. I'm from South Africa, nice one. Nice to have you. A lot of South Africans here as well. Idam from Indonesia, nice one. Yep, Kenya. Luxonization, UK, so it'd be a fair few from the UK as well. This is better. This is what we want to see on gold. We want it to pop up. And who knows, possibly we could get that session open candle where price pops straight up into a high time frame level only to reject it. Look to potentially sell it to take it back down. We'll see what happens anyway. GJ, I mean, there's no entry in it right now. You're not liking it as well, to be honest. Vishal, yeah, my cousin and husband and working in Melbourne, nice one. Batman from Korea, nice one. Vishal took a gold buy to fill upper wick, and I'm out. All right. Wonder what sort of confirmation you had. 1 minute looks half decent, but that's only for the news for me to look at 1 minute. Forget it. Otherwise, it's just way too much data. It just gets confusing. I would not bother with the 1 minute time frame. Sinisa, Croatia split, nice one. My niece was in Croatia last year. She absolutely loved it. Janelle, can you check UJ? I can. Let me If I missed anything from the TikTok, no, I've not. Janelle, UJ, let's have a look for our friend. Look at UJ. All right. Starting at the weekly, so it is forming at this stage. Pretty strong bullish candle. Yet to break the high of the previous. So it's an inside bar candle. Not a great deal we can really take away from that. Daily structure wise is still bullish. Bit of a mess though at this pretty strong level of resistance by the looks of it. And look at that, so we are struggling. So this suggests to me exhaustion at resistance. Price could eventually reject. Need to wait for confirmation though. It's obviously still closing back bullish. The 4 hour. There we can see heavy consolidation up at a resistance. So I'll be marking in the resistance. Probably drag that down just a little bit. Similar to GJ by the looks of it. Now, as for what's a bit of a tricky one, it's a lot cleaner blowout level there, but you've got a little bit more support in between. So structurally, it is, you can argue, technically bearish. So similar to GJ, it's at the level where if it closes above, it's going to flip, but at the moment it has not done so. So it's technically bearish. Now the 30-minute is also technically bearish. So having said that, sort of bias is technically to the downside, believe it or not. But it is really messy. It's really choppy. So what I prefer to see is price pop up to 157.40. Nice clean move up through, or just make a clean move up. I want to see some volume only to reject, and then look for my catalyst from below resistance. If we do form a support and start to pull away from that support, close below up and begin to move away from it, be option to sell it back down. Right now, this is just a mess. This is just nasty traffic, nasty price action. Makes it really, really difficult to trade. So you really, in this case, you need to let it create a clean move down, clean move up. And the option is to look for some structure to form from support to potentially buy it, or you look for clean move down, cut through that mess, bounce off, clean move back up, rejection to potentially sell it. And the same thing to the upside, up, down, clean move up, clean move down, support, or possibly the closure above is the other option. So you got a fair way to wait for that to happen, but it's a lot cleaner above the highs as well. So for me, UJ is just an absolute mess at the moment. I don't trade from consolidation. I don't trust any trades from consolidation because it could just whip back and straight back into consolidation like every other candle has done. So that's why you patiently need to wait for price action to determine what direction it wants to trend in, and you pick up the piece of stuff afterwards. It's by far the safest play when price is not trending in any clear direction. So right now it's a bit of a mess, in all honesty.
I find it a little bit difficult to trade such a pairs because the yen is right now is not a Asian session, and then the US is not the London, is not the New York session.
So, yeah.
It's a little bit difficult because there is not really moving on this pair or moves on this pair. So I would not really recommend to trade such a pair at the London session.
Yep, I agree. UJ for me is more of a currency pair to swing trade. It's quite slow. Last thing I want to do is sit in a trade for an hour just to try to get my 10 pips. So yeah, for me, it's not a favorite pair to trade. It's a slow burner. So if you're new to trading, maybe it's a better option. Next gen civil, where am I from? We'll just see your name, never mind. Not sure where what that's got, my name's got to do with where I'm from, but I'm from Oz, mate. Will I be trading CPI? Might be on for CPI, but hey, that's a different story. CPI is gonna be nuts. See if we can come up with a plan for it, but again, I'll just follow the plan if something plays out. Maybe, if not, I'm not gonna force it. Definitely no buy stop, sell stop. because I don't own my own brokerage, so I can't delete it if it goes against me. So I would not buy stop, sell stop. It's a good way to delete your full account. It's a good way to margin call your account. Janelle, all good. Mr. Phil, good morning to you. 54k for Jamaican, nice one, brother. Bro, if you're just answering that, you must be on delay. You must be on replay. You're probably not on live, so by the time you hear this, you're probably about 5 or 10 minutes behind. Oh no, you are? Okay. Bridge up. Good day to you. That's better, guys. Always talk to me. Let's keep this chat popping. Alright, so GJ, fact of the matter is right now, there is no margin. There is absolutely no margin to take any trade. Got this support less than 10 pips away. So from the current level. So we'll see. We'll now wait and see where we're at for session open. If we start to pop back above the high, maybe we've grabbed liquidity from the downside. Maybe we could look for options to buy. Again, there's not going to be a great deal of margin. But using session open, using the volume would be a better option. We have 23 minutes remaining until London Open. At this rate, gold is looking the better of the two. Vishal, just a doubt. So if I have 5k person count, how much would you personally use for a trade? 50% of capital, less even never 50%, brother. That is way too much. Because you got to do the math. If you're risking 50%, 2 trades, that's all it takes to blow your account. So that is more like going to the casino, literally. So for me, I would risk probably, my general risk per trade is anywhere from maybe 1 to 4%, I would say, because I'm using a fixed lot size on pretty much, well, on every occasion. But having said that, I know that I might be risking 4%, but I would never ever take 4% loss, never. So the max I might lose on a trade where I'm really got a tighter stop loss, sorry, a wider stop loss, and I'm still risking my usual lot size. Probably the worst I would lose in that is maybe 1.5, probably about 1.5%, close to 2%. Very, thank you for the follow on TikTok. You guys, if you haven't followed yet, make sure to do so. And also, do jump across to the YouTube channel at some point, just in case I get banned on TikTok again. So, to be honest, man, have a plan. I would suggest, especially if you're, because you mentioned to me you're quite new to trading. I think you said 1 year. So, just be sure to have a plan where I would not risk more than maybe 1.5% max per trade. $54k for it, touched it back, it was way from it. Oh, good. Consolidation, sell stop, buy stop for CPI, not a good idea. No, not in my opinion, because what it could do is, now times to have similar to what GJ did just then. If you, let's just say, on for the pound news just then, if you had, let's just say, a buy stop above the previous candle's high or a sell stop below it, it would have been triggered into both, and both would be in drawdown. Same on gold, especially CPI, when it's much more impactful news event, I suppose, than what GDP will be for the pound. When you can compare it, gold is definitely going to do more. Last thing you want is for you, just say you got buy stop above this level, and it's coming from this point here, and it just rips up and then tags you in and just melts, absolutely melts, ends up coming back down, once again tags you in, back up, and then closes basically back in the middle of this range. It's just a risk. It is a massive risk. I never recommend it. I would never do it. The 1 or 2 times I did it, maybe 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, I blew the account. So I've learned from experience. I've done all the stupid shit you can possibly imagine trying to chase cash from trading news. So I learned the hard way. And that cost me, look, it wasn't money that I wanted to lose. It's definitely a bit of money. It wasn't a great deal. but it never feels good losing it that way. So it's not for me. Question needs to be clearer. Is that in regards to the above question, 54k for? Vishal, no, I mean, would you use 2.5k of 5.5k capital or less capital? No, I'd be trading the 5k, but I'd be risking, let's just say 2% of the 5k per trade. That's what I'd be doing. Tam, am I a full-time trader? I say I'm a full-time trader, but I do have other interests in the background. Do have a business with the family. But I trade London session every day. I trade NY a couple times a week, or I look at it. I trade Asian session probably 2 or 3 times a week. Not necessarily trade it, just if I'm on the PC or whatever, if I'm on the charts, something looks good, I'll be happy to take it. Vishal, gold struggling to break previous counters week. This is all good, so we'll see where we're at before the open. Tam, CPI news should go both ways, as there is more than one news release, so not a good idea to enter before news. Yeah, I agree. There's a heap going on. It's not only that, but big one as well, FOMC, and that is to come very early of the morning my time, so I definitely won't be in charts for it, but in the evening for those of you over in the UK. Vishal, all good. Organization, all good. Like the name, by the way. YouTube guys, thank you. Sorry, TikTok guys, thank you for the follow. Got a goal on there to get to 1,000, so I'm up to 251. You guys have got to help me out. Had a really good session at the gym today. Back at the gym. Smashed the back workout and shoulders. Came to the stream hyped up, so you guys are gonna, again, just help me out. Just let's keep this chat pumping. I love it when you guys are asking me questions. Just AMA, ask me anything. Talk to me while we wait. Right now, we're just waiting for a session open and see what happens. Gold, I want to see what happens once we close this candle. If we're up near this high, if the new candle just pops straight up, I have a plan to sell it. If you stop loss, probably above these wicks to the left. And GJ, the matter of waiting for the time being. So the focus is gold. 10, 50 people watching, some likes. Could you guys like stream? Be much appreciated. Is it 28 likes I've got on my end at the moment, so. But of course, let's just keep pumping it, guys. Vishal, how did you initially manage a huge capital, like one lot moving forward? But the most I've ever traded is about, I've had probably 1 or 2 trades where it was about 7 lots, 8 lots. I'm not a huge, I'm no wholesale trader or anything like that. I'm not even trading that amount right now, to be honest. But to me, it was a shock to the system at the very beginning. In all honesty, it was a real shock. When I went from literally trading 10-cent lots, thinking I was ready for a big shift to at least 1 lot, which is not much, but still. When you're used to trading 10-cent lots and all of a sudden it's tenfold, it definitely makes a bit of a difference when you see price going against you more so than anything else. The emotion starts kicking. So it was okay. The bigger shock was when I stepped up to about 3 lots at the time. For me, once I got to 3 lots, I actually had to scale it back a bit, to be honest. At that point, I wasn't so comfortable as I thought I was just yet. I was over anxious and managing trades probably a little bit too quickly. So as soon as the emotions start to creep in, that's when you know you've got to just take a step back, scale back, because trading should be all about following the plan, following the rules, not following what the man up there is telling you to do. Not, you know, the man on over your shoulder, your alter ego saying, go on buy now, go and sell it now, go and close it now. So as soon as you start to trade based off that, you know you got to scale things back a little bit. That's what I did. Got used to it again. Went up on a lesser scale. So went back to, I think at that point, 1.5 lots. Prepped it up to like 1.6, 1.7 and just kept creeping it up. And then eventually I got it to a point where you see some really good profits. But also you can see some big losses. So again, that's why I like to manage my trades. Tab, scaling up is difficult. Not so now for me, but yeah, at start was, definitely was. How do you spot fake guru and trade, Miko? I think by probably what you see on social media a lot of the time as well, because a lot of them will promote the certain things in the wrong way, I feel. A lot of them won't really show. I mean, most of the streamers are cool because they're doing it live, so I wouldn't really say that any of the streamers are fake gurus, to be honest, because we're doing, you can see what we're doing live anyway. So we're calling trades that we're taking. Results show. So if we're what you think we're a decent trader or not, it's totally up to you. But we're doing it live. But definitely the ones on IG that pumping courses now. Yeah, I promote my course, but I'm proud of it. I've completely done it myself. It took me about 15 plus months. I've worked bloody hard to get to where I've gotten to. You ask the guys that I coach how better they are right now as traders, since working alongside myself. But yeah, especially ones that never ever show a loss. To be honest, if they never ever show a loss, run for the mountains. I did an update, I did a video over the weekend on YouTube about that, because I do a recap video, weekly recap, and it's for educational purposes. Now, it doesn't mean I only show winning trades, because the last few have been about actual losses. I think the last two. Because on this channel, I try to be transparent and we can learn from mistakes. And have I learnt from last week? Have I learnt? Last week was my worst week in a long time. And it was just a minor loss for the week. Bounce back. This week, 4 wins. Tam, your patience is incredible. It's not easy, to be honest, but I mean, for me it is, but it took a long time to get to that level. A hell of a long time. Oxidization? I mean, it's ready now, but again, if any people are interested, you need to contact me. I give away enough for free. Mr. Phil, good day to you.
Good day.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing alright. How about you?
All good. Start holding tight, waiting for London Open now.
Yeah.
What about you? What are you looking at?
Pretty much nothing, really.
Yeah.
The market, all my pairs, the price action is not encouraging.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just consolidating at support.
Yeah. And EJ also same, and GU, but
yep. And I know
see, for EJ the candle probability is showing bullish, but the structure is bearish.
Yeah. Off the 2 hour, is that the time frame you're referring to? I'm assuming.
Yeah. It's from the candle probability on the 2 hour, it's looking encouraging for a buy, but
yeah,
the structure is bearish, so
correct.
I can't get into that.
Yeah, it's a little bit conflicting, isn't it?
Yeah. The same thing that happened yesterday. It was looking like it's going to go for the buys, then
Big
suddenly
sell.
dumped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, on NJ, I'll probably, based off the high time frame, I think looks good below 168,672.
Yeah.
Otherwise, upon the pullback, if it pulls back a bit higher up, then the sells from higher up would also suffice.
The thing is, if it's going higher, if it's breaking above this area you just marked here, it's flipping the lower time frame bullish.
Yeah, just depends.
No.
The micro trend, it's flipping.
Yeah, it will be flipping the macro trend. But let's see what happens during the open. Maybe an opportunity can come up or something.
Yeah, potentially. Got this resistance to the left, which lines up with this consolidation. So I know a lot of people called that an order block, or I just call it consolidation. It's the exact same shit. So it does look better above that if it rejects. I mean, based off lower time frame, doesn't look bad for a sell. This candle closed weak bullish. Carrying that minus support, tapping into the resistance only to reject. You're gonna close right back near the previous candle's low. So 15-minute bit of consolidation. If this candle closed, actually be really nice if this closed bearish engulfing on the 15. And then look to basically sell it at the open.
Let's see what happens.
Yep. All we can do, just wait, sit back and wait patiently. Remind what gold was doing just now though.
GU also is just breaking highs and lows.
Previous
on the candles.
Yeah. Bit all over shop GU. Yeah, just a waiting game at the moment.
On GU, can you just please jump on the 4 hour for a minute? Let me there's a question here.
Go for it.
Alright, like if you look at the 4 hour, you see that the wick is created below here, broke below this other wick here. So if you were to, would you consider that a break below this? Would you consider that like a new low flipping the structure, or because
are you trying to annotate, brother? Because I can't see it.
I'm saying if you look like the previous wick it created, that one.
This one?
It break below the it break below the previous move up, the impulsive move up that created this higher high. So the previous one, like with the long bullish candles to the left.
This one?
Yes. So this week, like it break below that one that it created there. Because this was the one holding the bullish structure.
Yep.
On the 4 hour.
Correct. That
so would you consider that a break of the structure?
No, because it's remained above it. It's closed above it. So a break would be a closure below the lowest point, and that's gonna change it from an uptrend to a downtrend. Once you got the confirmation of a lower low, this doesn't confirm a lower low because all it's done is tapped into a level and ended up bouncing back above it. So I would want to see the closure below to confirm it.
Okay, that's all. Thank you.
All good, bro. All good. All right, what is Goldie doing? Let's see. Bearish engulfing 15. It's gonna look like in a 30. Very little margin. Well, just under 5 minutes, so let's see. Vishal, the general things I enjoy doing. Gym, love going to the gym, eating healthy, making my own food, cooking. Also reading something I've been getting into a lot over the past few months. NBA, the basketball. I love basketball. That's pretty much it. Spending time with my son and the missus when I can. But obviously, being overseas, it's a little bit of a difficult one. But yeah, that's pretty much me, my friend. So enjoy my fitness, always have since high school. Always been into the gym and that. So yeah, I'm pretty disciplined across the board. I think a lot of it stems back from the trading and eating as well, eating clean. To be honest, I'm not a guy who gets stuck into habits or a bad habit or get addicted to things. I really don't. Like for instance, when I go away, oh look at this, looking at reject right now. There is no entry in me. It's just making moves up down without any confirmation is a bit difficult. Yeah, so when I'm away, I like to enjoy it a bit more. Don't worry so much about what I eat. I tend to have, because the weather's better over there, I tend to have a beer more often. I've not had one beer since I've been back in Oz for 3 months now. So I can easily just stop something. Never been any issues with it. You took a loss on gold, $7.80. Okay, yeah, I don't see any entry there, my friend, to be honest. I'm not too sure why you took it. I think you just need to be patient, in all honesty. That's the issue, and that's why sometimes these streams don't get as much views, because people are just chopping about looking for someone to be in a trade. Would they understand the trade that the person's taking? More often not, no. They're just looking to see who's taking it, and alright, if he's taking a trade, must be a good one. It's not going to help you moving forward though. And I'm not saying it's what you've done because you've taken a trade, especially without me calling it, but I mean, moving forward, for anyone who does that, you're not going to be able to fish for yourself. You give him, like the old saying, you give a man a fish, he eats for a day. You teach a man to fish, he eats for a lifetime. And it's so true. It is so true. That's what Matt used to say to me, would say to us all the time from the old group. And it is so true. So that's why if you stick with me and learn about discipline, patience, and fishing, hunting for the right catch, you're gonna be a much better trader moving forward. Goats, good day to you. Average up. AU, buyers on 4-hour demand. Minute and a half left till the open. Let's quickly look at AU. So in buys from this point here, I'm assuming. I mean, you're looking pretty good. If this candle breaks and flips back and breaks its own high, lean traffic to the left. Structure wise, it is bearish though on the 4-hour. Don't want to miss the open. So quickly looking at M30's bullish. It is about to flip bearish though in the next minute for close to close level. So I would say I'd just be trailing your stop loss. I'd be trailing to this swing point here, 0.66 roughly. But otherwise, it respects that level. You should be right for it to bounce off and continue. It's pretty strong support. Yeah, sorry mate, I don't want to miss the open. I'm gonna see what happens. All right, so gold's right back in the middle. Unfortunately, means there's nothing. GJ is selling it straight into support if you want to sell it right now. So unfortunately for me, there is nothing as well on GJ. Now just remove this and clean it up a little bit. Look at that. So we are still respecting that 4-hour resistance. So I'm going to put it back in. All right, session open, guys. Is the news going to finally be filtered into the markets with the volume coming in from session open? Let's see. What do you reckon, guys? Up, down, type in the chat, up or down. GJ, up or down. GU, up, down. Pound, are we going up or down?
50-50.
What's that?
A 50-50
Oh,
chance
50-50.
right now.
That's it. Clark's organization EA going up. Why? I was in drawdown, having taken a long, only going up now. EA. EA was a pair we used to have a field day with until it started going berserk and wicking up, down, all over the shop, but not trend. So you're in a long? Looks like it's trending pretty heavily bearish. It's at a key level, obviously. The weekly has tapped into a support, is forming a strong bearish candle. So just based off that, I'm likely to be looking on 2 to 9 time frames to see potential levels price could pull back to previous levels of resistance. And I'd look to sell it from those levels. And if it breaks above, closes above those levels of resistance within weekly candle, so a bit like so. If it breaks above them, the next destination is the resistance higher up, where it could potentially reject and head back down. So that's what I see when I'm looking at a candle that's forming really strong in one direction. That's what could be happening within it. So onto the daily. Structure is bearish. Yep, will remain bearish until actually until these highs, to be honest. It is bearish, but it's obviously, again, based off the weekly, daily, it's at a very strong support. As soon as you break this support, you're running straight into another support. So not the best level, to be honest, to be selling into. So I understand maybe why you might be buying it right now. The 4 hours tapped into a support, very strong support, order block, demand zone, whatever you want to call it. I just call it support. Tapped into 4 hour support and bouncing off it. For me, the entry point would be more likely above that level there, because we're consolidating at that support, we form resistance at support. So what we'll do, I can't say should because it gets me in trouble. Probabilities are, if we remain below 1.627, only to reject, likely what we're going to do is head back down. First of all, retest the low. And if you have the volume, momentum, start to pop back down below that level and create a low and start to trend yet again to the downside. Now, having said that, as I mentioned before, within the weekly candle, I look to see which levels have we formed some resistance at, because if we begin to pop above that level, and what we're likely going to do is heading up, we're likely going to head up to the next level of resistance above the current level, which is on the 4 hour. In between will be something on the 30, but based off the 4 hour, once you start to close above 1.627, the likely next destination is 1.6320. Onto the 30-minute, and that is also bearish, and I would argue wouldn't really technically flip bullish until a closure above that level there, so I'll just drag that up a bit. So I'd be looking for the sells, in all honesty, and at this stage I'd want it to come from higher up, like so. If it starts to close above that point there, it's going to flip the 30-minute structure bullish, and that's when I start to look for the buy option to take it in anticipation of a deeper pullback into the weekly candle before yet again I'd be looking for price to reject to sell it from higher up. So for me, the buyers would be better above that level there. I'd still be looking to sell it from higher up. Sells from below that resistance. And what about below low? I don't think there's many options because pretty choppy area by the looks of it. Actually, no, it's not. It's quite clean. Yeah, so sells below lows as well is what I'd be looking at on continuation. Pretty much it. All right, guys, back to GJ and gold. Nothing on GJ. Gold. Gold, there is an option right now. Cheeky little option right now. It's going to be a massive stop loss though. But yeah, it could be in a trade. Could be in a trade just then. I'm not in it because I wasn't looking at it, but that's your option. And you turn me back for a minute and something happens. Typical. But I'm wild and scary. I'm biased near you. And there's gold. Damn.
Okay, I think something also I might have something working up for me on GA. Looking at some buys here.
GA.
Yeah. If we shift it on my time frame a little bit, see it's white something. The structure is still bullish even on the 30 minutes. So
Yep. Yeah, it's a nice strong bullish engulfing candle. If it flips, I think it's a good option. I agree.
Check it. You can look at it on the 2 hour. You see also it's
yeah, I like that liquidity candle. Yeah, GA looks good. Looks really good. If it breaks zone high again, there's your option on GA for sure.
Like 27 pips stop loss. Not bad.
Yeah, that looks really good. Keep us posted.
Okay, I will.
So gold, that would have been a cheeky little entry. I'm not in it, guys, because I was looking at doing the analysis. I don't remember what pair I was looking at, to be honest, but it is what it is. You guys saying down and up? Both? Yep, probably. Sammy, traditionally it's called support, normally it's called order block. Yeah, I think you're right. I'm old man, old fashioned. Consolidation makes sense. Nice one. By the way, that on the Discord, yeah, that's just for people who actually purchased the course. They're the only ones that have access to it at the moment. That answers your question. So, and if you are in gold, you've got some profits on the table. Not sure if you would have had CP1, but I'd probably be at break even. I'd probably be close to being taken out, because you would have had about 7-8 pips on the table. But that would have been the only option right now. TikTok, you guys are great. I appreciate all your follows. So my bias on EU, I did talk about it before. Sell it. I'd be looking for sell options now. What we've done is form support within the current daily candle at the current daily low. Let me clean a bit of this up. So that's the current daily low. With now flipping back bearish. We've formed support prior to flipping back bearish. So we bounced off, created the upward for today. Below that level of support, we've got some clean traffic to the left to take it back down to the previous daily candle's low. So for me, EU, I'd be looking to sell it in a big downtrend right now. If price begins to pop below support 107.340, look for it to close below, tap in, rejection, and I'll be taking it back down towards 107.220 roughly. That would be the option on EU. Sells on a deeper pullback, and that's all I'd be looking for as sells, because reason being, it's in a big downtrend. You look at that. So I'm not going to try to pick the bottom, because who knows, there's nothing to suggest that it can't continue to the downside. That support, yes, but I'd rather be patient with it and wait for a catalyst such as a candle closing back bullish on the higher time frame. And until then, I just play it with the trend and try to sell it. Look for my pullbacks, look for my confirmation, look for my levels where I want to sell it from. I've got either A at resistance, B below support, C on a deeper pullback, and that's pretty much all I'd be doing. Cuppa, buy gold, not sell. I'm not in any trade right now, to be honest, anyway, so it's all good. All good. I've had a cracking week, so I'm just waiting patiently. Right now, it's kind of right in the middle. There's not a great deal of margin either way. But that, I'm saying that would have been your cheeky little entry. But I would have been, knowing me, I would have been taking out break even, because I would have got to break even probably about 7-8 pips in. Clarksonization, all good. But while it's scary, all good. Like name, by the way. Saw something just pop up there on the screen on TikTok. I have no idea what it means, but if someone did something, thank you. I honestly have no idea how this thing works, but I appreciate you guys. So do follow. I've got the goal there to get to 1,000. I'm at 257 now. You guys are great. And if you, just in case, because TikTok are pretty quick to ban me for whatever reason, make sure at some point to look me up on YouTube. I'm streaming live on YouTube right now. So cannot find me on TikTok, you'll find me on YouTube, and I'll probably be live for NY later today. But bear in mind, yesterday when I tried to stream live on TikTok, within 20 seconds flat, I was taken down for whatever reason. Henry, what do I think about CPI inflation? Well, let's see. Let's have a look. What is Forex Factory telling us about it? So the forecast is to be less. That's month on month. Year on year is to remain the same. So we got month on month as less for core CPI and CPI. Well, core CPI is the same actually. CPI month on month is less. So if that's to be the case, and suggesting that the economy might be slowing down in the US, and potentially that could lead to some softening of policy, which could lead to eventual rate cuts moving forward. Now, from what I understand, they've been talking about just after the election, around election time, I think it is. I think I was saying just after election, where they could consider the first likely rate cut for the US dollar. So if that's to be the case, what the news might do is, I think it'd be more to do with the rhetoric coming from FOMC later on, because if they're starting to talk about a softening of policy, then obviously what that's going to do is it's going to provide strength to the majors, and the Dixie is likely going to drop a bit. So there's going to be money taken out of the US dollar. So obviously gold, majors, AU, EU, GU, all those sort of currencies will likely make a nice move based off that to the upside, gain strength. So that's my opinion of it, but you just have to wait and see, my friend. So it's just I think it's more to do with, obviously it's going to be a big move for the actual data itself, but I think FOMC is going to really shake the market up later on. But for me, I'm not a fundamentalist. I purely trade off technicals. I am aware of news and I need to be wary of when news is being released. But for me, I'm a scalper. I'm looking for small movements within the market. So when we used to swing trade, I was more concerned by the news, definitely. But now, that's the thing in the past. I haven't been a swing trader for, I haven't tried to be involved in a swing trade for probably about 4 years now, 4 or 5 years. Wow, look at GJ. There's no entry for me right now too, because it's just impulsive. It's come from below the resistance. There is no confirmation. If it breaks, it breaks. Nothing I can do about it. Not trading for 15, because just to get involved in a trade, ask yourself how fast it had to have pushed. Trigger you in about 20 pips once it triggers you into a trade. Not keen with that, to be honest. I'd rather just wait to see where the candle closes. If we do have the margin, potentially look for a buy, take it back up to next resistance, and if not, next plan is to see how we react to that level. And if we reject it, we could potentially sell it. As data prints, I reassess. That's what I do. Goats, GA. So we had a look at GA before. And what we're saying is that could be your entry right now. There's a few catalysts here. There's 30 minutes bouncing off a strong support. It's actually technically still bullish on a 30 minute. I don't look at, but it is. As long as it continues to close above this level here, it's technically bullish. The 2 hour as well. We're looking at the 2 hour, and that's closed with long wick to the downside. Just closed recently. and it's closed right near its high. UCAL high, low, high, high. So to me, I think GA looks pretty solid for a buy entry right now, to be honest. Eric, gold sell. Yeah, it's coming back down now, isn't it? So again, that would have been the sell option just before. But right now, we're not. It's too late to the party for me to sell it. It would have had some beat in it by now, to be honest. So for me, looking at gold right now, it's likely just going to trade range bound up until the news. So that's to be the case. I'm going to want to see it pop down to 23.12, bounce off that level to potentially form a support and take it back up, or once again reject resistance. Otherwise, look for continuation trades below support or buy above the resistance. Very simple analysis moving forward on gold. Go, it's 10x buying. Careful with that, my friend. Sure you're joking. 10 times snakes. Oh, 10 times. Oh, okay. All good. Man, it's cold here in Melbourne. Oh, freezing. The wind chill factor here is just ridiculous. Being by the bay, I was walking into the gym earlier. The wind's just right in my face. Walked in, the chick's looking at me. Sorry, the lady. Couldn't be speaking like that. Thank you for the roses, whatever they mean. Yeah, the lady working at the counter, looking at me like, am I okay? Looked like I've been crying from the wind. It just killed. I got really sensitive eyes. The wind is so cold here at the moment. It's really bad. Cheers, guys, and the TikTok. I appreciate all the follows as well. So you guys rock. So do you guys on YouTube. Guys on YouTube, you might have to follow me on TikTok as well, because who knows, could be a way moving forward. I'll probably stream live on TikTok later for NY. Here too, yesterday 3 degrees when you got up for work. Goats, you serious? You're in New South Wales, yeah? Are you Sydney? It's not as cold as what it is in Melbourne, man. It's freezing here. 3 degrees. Wow, I don't think we've had that yet this winter, but it will come. Alright, so gold making a move. Anyone in gold trades? Anyone in any trade? Let me know. Talk to me. Yes, no. Talk to me, guys.
Oh, nothing for me right now. So
yep.
I didn't find any entry for me.
Fair enough. I still think the only half decent entry would have been that one, but it's not for me. I missed the move. I think I was looking at GA at the time, so it is what it is. And that's Vishal. I'm not sorry to use you as this example. I'm not saying anything bad, but just a little bit to do with more to do with what I mentioned before to you about trading too many pairs, multiple pairs. I mean, look what happened to me. I was flicking through doing analysis on different pairs. Totally missed the fact that gold gave a potential option. Valid entry. Like I said, probably would have been taken out break even either way by now. But that's the point of it. To be honest, you just need to chill and stick to 1 or 2 pairs and just focus primarily on those. learn their intricacies at certain times of the day, like session open. Know when they move with a bit of volume. It's so much easier to focus on 1 or 2 pairs. Guys on TikTok, thank you for all these roses, Henry and Lara. Cheers, I appreciate it. I really have no idea what they mean, but nonetheless, I do appreciate it. Carl F. Samley, yep, I am buying. Nice one. Okay. That's the beauty of Forex trading as well. Some of us are looking to sell, others are looking to buy at the exact same time. And you know what? Hopefully we all win. I really don't wish anything bad on anyone because they're going against me. As long as we're all doing our thing and making some money, that's the main thing. Carl F in your gold buy from yesterday. Oh, okay, nice one. 2301.35. Your most left runner. Trying to get to 2368.48. Nice one. So you take him way back up. That's all good. Sure, you got a plan in managing it as well. So if I'm looking for those longer term trades, then all I do is every time we create a swing, I just trail the stop. That's what I'd be doing. That's what I used to do when I used to swing trade. Leo, good morning to you, brother. Michelle, yeah, I need to stick to gold, GU and GJ. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I would even think about cutting that down to 2, to be honest. Lara, what I think about the Fed meeting. So as I mentioned before, so obviously you got CPI to come, and CPI would likely or will dictate a lot of what's going to be said at FOMC a little bit later. So if the figures come out as per predicted, year on year there's not much change. Obviously there's no change. The month on month CPI, there is a change, so the forecast is for it to be less than the previous. So that would suggest that maybe, just maybe, they're starting to tame the beast that is inflation. If that is to be the case, then what likely the rhetoric will be from the meeting would be potential softening moving forward. So to me, it doesn't mean that they're all of a sudden just going to cut rates. They'll probably maybe come up with a bit of a, well, I'm sure they'll have to come up with a plan moving forward. What they would like to see happen to potentially pass on rate cuts moving forward. I would suggest that maybe moving forward around just, I would say it's either going to be just before election time, obviously perfect timing, for a potential cut, or they're going to wait till just after it. But from what I understand, what I've been hearing through media outlets and that, they're more now inclined to be on the softening path. So potential rate cuts maybe at least once or twice towards the latter half of the year. So that would likely breed strength for the majors, and obviously the gold against the US dollar. A bit of weakness to the US dollar. So fundamentally, if the figures come out as predicted, and if the Fed give off the hint of potential softening, then I think look out for a bit of a gold pump off the back of that. Derek White, I don't know what you're talking about, man, because I'm a basketball follower. He's probably just like a foot taller than me, to be honest. I wish, man. And to be honest, I don't like the Celtics, so I hope the Mavs, but the Mavs are getting absolutely getting the shit kicked out of them at the moment, aren't they, in the series? And gold. Anyone take gold sells? Yes, no, let me know. So Lara, hopefully that answered your question. Vishal, I had visited Aussie like 16 years ago, went to Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane. Oh, okay, nice one. Canberra. Yeah, I don't think many Aussies really have ever had the intention of going to Canberra voluntarily, to be honest. The nation capital in between Melbourne and Sydney, but there is very little to do there. I would not want to go to Parliament House because they're just a bunch of flogs. So that's Aussie slang for a bunch of just idiots, clueless bastards with no idea about what they're doing. Oh man, look at gold. what it is. All right, so now same thing, you recess, it's back at a level, potential tradable level, where I know if we do remain above it, there could be options to potentially buy it moving forward. Now if we, however, in a pop below, there's going to be options to sell it back down to the next level of support. So that's what I'll be waiting for. Let's see what happens. First of all, we've got to wait 4 minutes to see what his candle closes before we can come up with another game plan. And GJ rejecting. GJ is likely just going to be a mess for the time being. I feel like we can probably move that now. And that is the new range. All good, Lara, no problem. BJM 1976, first time join. You were doing a great job, mate. Appreciate it. Thank you guys, I appreciate it. I've only been streaming on TikTok for like a week. I've been taken down twice, so once again, those of you watching on TikTok, at some point make sure to jump across to YouTube and subscribe to the YouTube channel, because it's less strict on YouTube. So you can always find me there if you cannot find me on TikTok. That's your next bet. Vishal, Canberra was not good at all. 16 years back, there was nothing there. No, there is not. There's still nothing there. Trust me. Honestly, the people in Canberra were not kind at all. All the cities were beautiful and people were just, everyone's bad. Yeah. To be honest, unless you're born there, which I don't know if there's that many people born there, to be honest, not that big a city. There's not that many people there. It's a place that politicians go, and no one likes politicians. So it's not going to be a very nice place. And that is just my opinion of it. How much I despise politicians. I have no idea who the Premier of Victoria is at the moment. No idea. I know it's a lady, because the previous Premier resigned and he was absolute wanker. Daniel Andrews, for those who know of him, just got the highest honor of award from the what's the award he got? Any Aussies out there for King's birthday? And oh man, that guy destroyed our city, our state. And the lady who's taken over from him, I have no idea what her name is. At times I have trouble remembering who the Prime Minister is, to be honest. He's just another flog. I don't pay attention to all that stuff because you have no control over it, even if you vote, which I do. At the end of the day, I think a lot of it could be rigged either way. So all right, let's see on gold. Just under a minute remaining, so there's no sells at this point because we remain above the support. But now what I would like to potentially see now, so this is where I can begin to maybe plan ahead for what I want to see at this support if I was to buy it. First of all, first option, and this is for education guys, so get ready. Prefer for this to drop a little bit more, to be honest. Close right near as low. I was going to say, first option is the first 15-minute candle closing quite a strong bullish candle from this support, followed by the second 15-minute candle closing a weak bearish candle. What that then does, so this is good the way it closed. What that does is it's still going to close the M30. So these are the two 15-minute candles, which closes, oops, take that back, which will close the M30 back a bullish candle. The M30 will look like so. So that's closure of the bearish candle. That's the wicks. So we're then confirmed support at previous support. So we've got that confirmation. Within it, we've got a little bit of structure forming. So we've got resistance forming at these lows. So therefore, on the following candle, if we were to continue bearish, then what we should really do is should just respect the high of that bearish candle, create the upper wick, head back down, potentially create low, start to trend to the downside. However, if on the new candle, so we've got the support formed on the M30, if the new candle begins to break that minor resistance, create a bit of low wick and break above the minor resistance, break above the previous M30 candle's high, higher high, higher low from that support, likely what we're going to do is head back up, retest the next level of resistance. So first target would be that 23.16, second target will be 23.18 roughly. So you got a few things here. You got a minor resistance forming at support within the 30-minute catalyst bullish candle. You've got price breaking that minor resistance. You've got price creating a higher low, higher high to the M30 bearish candle, bullish candle, sorry, forming support at support. So you got quite a few catalysts there to look for a potential buy option. I've also got structure bullish on the M30 as well. You've got daily candle probabilities to the upside, so you can see how I'm gathering different confluences to add probability to what I think would be a decent option and look for a buy. So that's what now I could be looking for in the next 30 minutes. That is the buy option. Now, aside from that, the other option is, if I was to look for a buy, if possibly, this is all for education, guys. If this candle even closes back bearish, maybe a weak bearish candle, only to be followed by the second 15-minute candle closing back bullish engulfing, back above the highest point of that bearish candle, whatever it might be. It's still going to close the M30 back bullish, so the M30 will look, in this case, a bit like this, long wick to the downside. And then the confluence in this type of entry will be 30-minute closing bullish at support, long wick to the downside, grabbing liquidity at the previous support zone. You've got a 15-minute bullish engulfing candle within it to close the candle bullish on the M30. That is a double tick, and then same scenario as price begins to break above the candle's high, high low, higher high. It's likely going to continue to next resistance, same targets. That is free education yet again, guys. So there are a couple options now we can consider for the buys. Now, hopefully that makes sense. So that's what I could look at on gold. Now, as for sell options, it could be, depends. We'll have to wait and see. But I want it to close below that 23.11 to begin with. Vishal, trading and traveling is the best thing in life. I do it quite regularly. That's the beauty of trading. You can do it anywhere. You can even do it off your phone, but I will not recommend it. But when I'm overseas, I still trade. Vishal, just no. Aussie. Oi. You've obviously heard that a few times. That's the plan moving forward on gold, but it requires me to wait for this candle's close in the M30. We'll see where we're at. Meantime, guys, just give me a minute. I shall be back right away. Don't go anywhere. Alrighty guys, I am back. Gold is dropping, so that's alright. No problem at all, just patiently waiting. EA would have got you 10 if anyone took it. TP1, potential TP1. For me, that would be a target, so it would have hit TP1 back at entry. So that likely would have been a partial TP win. What have I missed? Vishal, would I generally travel to? Mainly to Thailand, I'm afraid. I actually have a house there as well, so but I do have plans to travel elsewhere with my missus. Goats, Justin, I can't figure out how you draw in the support and resistance levels. Well, it basically starts in a 4 hour and M30. So at levels of support, it's obviously bullish candles form support. So I'm more concerned about the lowest point of any bullish candle at support, and I connect that to the lowest body. So in most cases, it would be the same candle. As for the resistance, the reason why I'm drawing resistance in here is because that is the highest point of the resistance to the left, a little bit higher up. So again, I just use the highest point of the bearish candle, because bearish candles confirm resistance, not bullish candles, and connect that to the open. Sometimes you're going to have candles closing a little bit higher up, but not actually breaking a higher high. But like that, and then maybe it rejects like so. And if that was to be the case, then I just can start to adjust these zones a little bit to maybe you open up those candles to the highest point, so on and so forth. But I start the 4 hour the stronger levels. So I keep those a little bit deeper, and I work my way down to the 30-minute for the minor levels. All right, so far this is all right. We could get the option on the next M30 candle, guys. Don't go anywhere. Guys in the TikTok, you guys are legends. Thank you for following. A lot more on TikTok. I appreciate it. Cheers to everyone on YouTube. Don't go anywhere. Yesterday we got the trade. When was it? 9:30 AM UK time, roughly. It was a nice quick win. So far this week, 4 wins. So we're absolutely killing it. I've called every single one in the Discord, and also obviously the one taken on stream yesterday. So we wait patiently. Right now I have a plan for gold. I need to wait 18 minutes. Goats, not a problem. Mr. Xauusd, should I buy or sell? Right now, nothing. I'm waiting to potentially buy gold above the level that we're currently at. All good, not a problem, mate. So what would be nice now, but doesn't markets can do whatever they want to do. But if this closed pretty much like so, and then the new candle creates a decent lower wick, the new M15, it does close back that bullish engulfing candle. Again, it's going to close the M30, strong bullish candle, back at the support, long wick to the downside. What's going to close it right near its high? And I'm going to be looking for a buy on the following candle. Young trader, what I think gold would do, I like the basketball man, basketball follower, like myself. What I think we'll do CPI. So I mentioned before, the figures come out as per predicted. So which suggests that maybe inflation might be starting to come under a bit of control, and may therefore lead to a more softening stance from the Fed. If that is to be the case, that would provide a little bit of strength to the majors against the dollar, a bit of weakness to the US dollar. So I think gold, based off that, fundamentally could move up a bit. But again, if it comes out opposite, it comes out that inflation is still stubborn and comes out worse than expected, so greater than the forecast, what that's going to likely do is provide strength for the US dollar, and the majors, gold, US, all the major pairs, US pairs, will likely go down against the dollar. All right, so now this scenario, so now it's flipped. 15, I'd want it to close now strong bullish. Wait for that weak bearish pause on the following candle, and that would be now the plan. So in all honesty, in the next 30 seconds, for me, the better scenario will be if this candle closes strong right up near its high. Even if it popped up a bit higher, even better. Because it gives it more chance if the next candle closes a weak bearish candle in M15 for the 30 minutes still close back a strong bullish candle. Cheers for all the new followers, and guys on YouTube, if you're not yet followed, make sure to do so. All right, so it's closed. Yeah, it's okay, not great, but see what we get in the next candle. GJ popping up. This is just nasty price action on GJ. Very difficult to trade it. Slow trickle up. So we'll see if this candle closes pretty much like Sony M30. Yeah, we've got that long wick to the downside. Just depends how we open the new hourly, new M30. And we could look for potential buys as well, even if it doesn't close weak bearish in the 15. Yeah, we shall see, guys. 30 more minutes and we potentially could have an option on gold. Oh man, should have removed that, and maybe that's why it's not so many on YouTube. You realize I had a trade from yesterday start there. You guys on TikTok as well, give us a follow on IG. Just look up, you gotta look up my name before A.C.T. Forex, so just type it in. Give us a follow on that for updates, because if you can't find me on TikTok, I'll let you guys know on through IG. Also, you get some education content on there as well. You get a little bit of access into my personal life as well, just to see what goes on. So that is my IG handle. We're waiting on gold, guys. Just over 10 minutes, 10.5 minutes remaining. Elias, CPI buy or sell, just depends on how the news comes out. So for me, I wouldn't be buy stopping, sell stopping, because it's likely on trigger into both, and you're probably not going to win on either of them. So for me, I'd just be waiting to see what comes out of the news and what direction it takes, and then have my levels marked in and then look to pick up the pieces. That's personally what I would do. But bear in mind, there's FOMC to come later on, so that would probably drive things even more than CPI potentially. It's such a gamble just to buy or sell, because you're gonna get slipped. And sometimes you get slipped. I've been slipped 100 pips, and that's not a word of a lie. That was NFP. That was 5 years ago, I think. I remember it. It was, I think, around February or March 2019, not 2019. Got slipped about 100 pips. Learned my lesson the hard way. Out, gone, margin call. Who's this king? How much followers? Oh, Christ is king. Sorry. You know that. How much followers do you need to go live? I have no idea. No idea. I don't have that many, so it mustn't be that much, to be honest. I think it's 100. I'm pretty sure on TikTok. I think it's 100. On YouTube, I don't think you need any. You just need to apply. And I think on YouTube, you need to have a few videos uploaded prior to it. I think that's the only requirements, really. All right, so gold bouncing with this support. All right, so let's see. Then what we can do. Last thing I want for it to do right now is pull all the way back up, because then you're right back in the middle. You're right in that resistance. Not gonna have the margin. So if it closes as is, that's all right. Doesn't make much more of a higher high. Yeah, so I just need to wait and see how it closes, and then wait and see how new candle opens. And there could be options based off price forming a nice strong support more than anything. My life looks super cool. What am I using? On TikTok, I'm just using TikTok Studio, to be honest. It looks better on YouTube. So I'm streaming off the PC as well. Whereas probably most people who watch streaming on TikTok are streaming off their phone. Probably if the phone facing the PC. I've just got it connected to TikTok Studio, so it's a streaming platform for TikTok, obviously. And come on, gold. Sometimes it does this, guys. Sometimes it just bounces off your levels without your confirmation, there is not a great deal you can do about it. I'm a very strict trader. I mean, a lot of traders that I meet and chat to, a lot of ones that come to me have issues with discipline and wanting to be involved all the time, over trading, things like that. That's something I definitely iron out of the system. So it is a practice that takes time to get used to, being patient. But trust me, mark my words, if you can, be a much better trader moving forward. You'll be a lot more calm, a lot less anxious on the charts. And you know, every time you take a trade, it's likely to be a higher probability setup than what you would have in the past.
Justin?
Yep, mate.
Maybe take a look on GJ. It's coming up. Maybe there could be something.
Yeah.
Okay, you have a H4 resistance there. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not keen on GJ because the level it's at. It's,
yeah.
Just too high.
I didn't mark the charts on myself, so I was not aware about this resistance.
Yeah, it's one of those ones just too high up at the moment. So you've got about 6 pips until the 4-hour resistance. So I'd rather just wait.
But maybe then GU maybe can play out, as I mentioned at the beginning.
Yeah, GU looks better. GU looks a lot better.
Yeah, correct. On the left side, this big bearish candle.
Yep.
So maybe we can equalize a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. GU looks really good. So you can now adjust in this zone. And I would say buys above that level there. Yep. That would be my focus if I had to choose between the two, but again, I don't trade GU, but if it were me, that's what I'd be looking at. The hourly as well is going to close, and it's going to close engulfing. That was to be the case. That's another catalyst. So as you go through time frames, you're gathering more reasons to add probabilities to the entry. You're breaking the current daily candles high yet again. You're breaking the previous daily candles high as well once you get involved. So plenty of confidence to take that potential entry.
Yeah,
I agree.
Let's look how this closes at the end above this resistance.
Yep.
And then maybe take a decision.
Yep, I agree. What's gold doing? So right now on gold, I just need to measure, have I got the margin? Still just enough. Price is king. You on a personal funded account? I am on a personal account at the moment. I do have a funded account, but that's on hold at the moment for a reason. I'm just waiting for some. I've got a query with the actual prop firm, which something I don't like. So I've actually stopped the account. But that, to be honest, that was traded by a robot that I've been working on with a mate of mine. But I've got ideas. I've got ideas to actually trade a funded account with the VIP once the VIP is ready. Or yeah, the VIP members moving forward. But Discord, gold is now pushing a little bit too high up. Yeah, that move isn't great. So we'll see. So maybe let's watch GU. Now, could there even be a limit order option on GU? Not as, well, the 30 looks alright, but the hourly, it's just coming from consolidation. So the limit orders, in my opinion, from consolidation, not the greatest idea. Reason being is because the limit order, what it is when taking the entry is price pulls back to retest the zone. So if you were, it should be that zone there. To be honest, it has to close significantly above that wick if that was to be the case. But when it's coming from consolidation, what would give me more confidence that maybe it's not going to be a fake out, maybe we're going to continue, is that first of all, price pulls back to tap into that previous level, rejects it, creates the higher high, counter probabilities to the upside, in continuation of the catalyst bullish candle closes above the resistance. That gives me more confidence that we're going to continue to the upside. When it's coming from consolidation like so, from what I've seen of late, it's not as probable that limit order entry, because sometimes it just pulls back, ends up faking out, and come right back down below that resistance and down to support yet again. So what I probably prefer to look for on GU is keep that level marked in, and if this candle closes above the next minute and a bit, let the new candle, I haven't got a 5 minute tap in, so let the new candle pull back, tap into that zone, and then look to probably enter as it breaks above the high of the catalyst. That's what I would personally be looking at. Vishal, some people take signals and ask funded account, right? I think so. I'm not sure, to be honest. I was part of a calling signals about 2 years ago, which was okay. Just time consuming though. That was the only thing I didn't like about it. Christ King, I'm just 22, moved into prop firms. I think much better for young guys. Yeah, just be careful. The only one I recommend and trust is FTMO. It's the only one because I've seen proof. And I know someone who gets paid out fortnightly without any issues at all, or every time. Is it fortnightly or monthly? But they never have an issue. This isn't great on GU. And gold is still pumping. Wow. The levels are holding, just not giving us the confirmation. Alright, so gold's closing up a wick as well. Forget it. Not interested, because again, got me caught out last week. I don't forget when I take a loss. I go over it, I look at it, I study it. That was one of the reasons. Twice that happened last week, no upper wick, and I was trying to buy it. How did GU close? It's still sort of valid. It was the previous zone, wasn't it? What I prefer to see.
A little bit.
What's that?
Sorry.
I was just going to say I prefer for it to now pull back, create more of a lower wick, and then if it breaks again.
Correct.
Because it's just the open of the new alley. It's a minute in. I'm not trusting that this is the lowest point of the new candle. So I like the fact that it's popped up now. Now it'd be great for pop back down. Maybe tap in towards the low of this zone that I've marked in. And then begin to flip again.
Yeah, I think this is a good option.
Yeah, and a few issues just now. Your stop loss is going to be wide if you to base it off the previous candle. So if it does so wicks back a little bit further, creates lower wick, and maybe taps into the low of the zone. That point there, that could, as soon as it begins to break again, stop loss should be fine at that point, and that will give you much better stop loss as well. Yeah, the analysis is correct, but I'm just learning from experience. So I'm not interested in buying that for a few reasons. Upper wick. It's too close to that resistance. It's not a great deal of margin. Isabel, G, buy or sell? For me, it's a buy. Krog, I'll go out now. Yep. Good. So I heard next step funded is okay, but with a lot of rules and can be passed with HFT bot. Okay. I have a look at that. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with a lot of these prop firms. The rules of most of them they make them up as they go. Yeah, nice catalyst and gold, but again, no upper wick. Gotta be strict, guys. Trust me. Christ scheme, what I think of the overall prop firm space right now, with a lot going broke, not receiving pads. I think a lot of it's bullshit, to be honest. A lot of it is just pure scam. A lot of them disappear. A lot of them pay out for the first little while, and then they have no money to pay out because maybe they're not accumulating as much business as some of the others, so they rely on traders to buy the challenge in anticipation they're going to fail a challenge. They're going to take their money, the trader's going to get emotional and buy another challenge, and the cycle continues, and that's how they make money. That's how they make money to fund the few 5% or whatever who might be profitable. Sorry Frank, I'll just mute you for a second.
Oh, sorry.
All good, brother. Yeah, so they rely on those on those who aren't profitable, who keep paying for coming back to pay for another challenge. And as soon as the scales outweigh, so the profitable traders obviously exceeding the losing traders, that's when they start to come up with these stupid rules that so you don't have to pay you out. It's happened pretty much on the account that I'm with at the moment. They've come up with some new drawdown rule which I cannot work out. It's lifetime drawdown they've come up with, which makes no sense. So what it's saying is 8% of any losses throughout the history of your challenge, doesn't matter once you've funded or not, doesn't matter if you've not exceeded the maximum drawdown in total of actually realized loss. So it's never been a drawdown of 8%, but total losses accumulated is like 7% or something on a 300k account, which is in profit, which has never been in realized drawdown of more than like 2%. So they come up with these bullshit rules out of nowhere just so they don't have to pay you out. That's what they do. They're the ones that you run for the mountains and just never go back. So the one I'm dealing with right now, I would never recommend. Never. And most of you know, most of the guys in Discord, which one it is. It's a take of OnlyFans, put it this way, but it's not called OnlyFans. So just got to be careful what I say, just in case someone comes back to bite me on the backside.
Yeah, my trade on GA is still holding it. It's not looking so nice, but
Oh, gee. Yeah, it's popping about a bit. I would have been 10 pips and out on this one.
Unfortunately, I just left my seat. Then before I came back, it had moved and reversed back. So,
okay, it happens.
But anyways, my fail safe was below the candle, the entry candle. So if it had gone below that candle, I would have looked to manage it. So. Yep. But it didn't really break its own low since it popped up off. So okay. I'm still holding it. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I think it still looks good. It's tapped into this resistance / order block or whatever you guys would like to call it. And now it seems to be bouncing off it. So I think it looks pretty good still.
However, if it breaks this previous area where it's rejected, then I would be more comfortable with it. But if it starts rejecting from that level again, then I would look to
manage it.
Yeah.
Nice one. And GU made the move.
GU's gone.
Is what is GJ approaching that resistance. Yeah, it just didn't pull back to give enough of a low wick in my opinion. Sherwin? All good, man. How are you? And gold is back at its open, so now this is not what you want to see, because if it just consolidates, it's more data within this range, it becomes more choppy, it becomes more difficult to trade, and that means you need to wait for it to create a clean move up through the mess, either up or down or up and down, open up the range again, and it becomes more probable to entries. But seeing we've got a lot of news about today, it may not do all that much until later on, to be honest. Am I trading CPI showing? I might be on TikTok for it, but don't know if I'll actually trade it. I might have a plan for it. I had a plan for GDP for the pound, but this was the actual news count itself, so it was absolutely nothing. It was up, down, so no entry for me. It's since moved up, but again, price action approaching the high wasn't clean and running into a 4-hour resistance, which it's breaking, but I'd rather not take it in anticipation. I'd rather just wait for it to actually make the move, close above, and then it might be ready to buy yet again. Sadly, to me, I thought that gold will be sideways. It's waiting for CPI and FOMC. Well, that's likely the scenario right now. It's pretty much what it's done. Pretty much at its open from when I started the stream. Same level. Jez, how much you trade per pip? Just depends. Depends on what lot size I'm opening. So I trade fixed lots. So it's substantial enough to see some decent profit and some decent losses. That's all I'll say. But it's nothing huge. I'm not trading like 10 lots or 20 lots or anything like that. Not even 5 lots, to be honest. You mostly like gold sells. Just depends on the news, because if it comes out as per the forecast, then I reckon that might strengthen gold, might weaken US dollar. But most of it will depend on what's said during the meeting. Yeah, it did actually work quite well. Would have had, again, CP1 would have been hit before it pulled back to entry. So nice trade call on that. Goal respecting the levels. So nothing on goal. Yeah. For CPI and CPI year on year actual data more than forecast. Well, if that's on what, I've got it as on Forex Factory equal. So if that's the case, then maybe, just maybe, it's slightly coming out of control. If that's the case, then it's a matter of what comes out of the mouth from the Fed later on. If they deem that to be something that is considered to be a slight softening and inflation slightly coming under control, maybe. But they're not going to do anything to the rates. I doubt it, completely doubt it they're going to do anything to the rates actually in this, or later today. It'd be more what they say about it moving forward. If likelihood of cuts moving forward are on the table, then obviously that will mean that the USD will likely lose strength. But it could all be priced in as well, guys, already, to be honest. So again, a stance as of now, I think they're saying likely to be 1 or 2 cuts later on into the year, but there'll be nothing today. I'd be very shocked if there was. But it'd be more about what comes out of the mouth during a speech will have more of an impact. Alrighty, guys. Right now, I'm not going to get anything. Gold is just right in the middle, so I'm not going to get anything on gold. GJ, it's made the move. Is what it is, one of those ones. Again, you don't have much margin. Let's see, what sort of margin do we have? Till next resistance, you got 4 pips. You just don't have it. It's just what I want to see on GJ right now, in all honesty. This would be really good. Got this resistance down the 4-hour approaching. Very little margin to that level above the current candle's high. So perhaps if the new 4-hour pops up, taps in, rejects, then we start to consolidate. We create a lower wick on the 4-hour, create an upper wick, start to consolidate between this resistance and the previous resistance, which is broken out of, only to pull back Close below support. That point there, I think is a really high probability it will retrace a lot of this move. So it'll look something like so on the M30. And that to me would be a really nice option to take a sell back down. As for the buys, I'm not chasing it just now. Didn't trust it here because the price action was really suspect in my opinion. Choppy, popped up, kept popping back down. Long wicks to the upside, I don't trust it. No margin to the upside as well, don't trust it, rather wait. So for the buyers moving forward, good things, M30 is bullish. We've got daily counter probabilities to the upside. So now I'll just be looking for the pullbacks to buy it. So if you can get the sell from higher up, that'd be great. If not, all we do is look to the left where we recently formed resistance or support, sorry, this level, which pretty much lines up with previous resistance. So that is the potential level for me to look for a buy moving forward. 4 hour, creating slow wick, tap into that support. You can look to buy it from the lows. And buying it above the 4 hour resistance at this point looks clean as well. So that would probably be the play on GJ, guys. GU making a move, so now I'm going to be chasing it. Same sort of scenario, wait for it to pull back, new 4 hour, create its lower wick, tap into this support. Gonna be a nice closure on the 4 hour. Starting to move away from this consolidation. So again, pull back to this support, form support above it, 127.50, and that could be your option to buy it in gold. Probably gonna be a tough one prior to the news, so we'll just have to wait. But it's the exact same scenario. Buys from support, sells below support formed at the current daily low, buys from above the resistance formed at previous daily high, sells back below it. Is what we look at on gold moving forward. Showing, yeah, too much risk with the news. When it touch CPI, might take a small margin by FOMC. Okay, fair enough. As long as it's calculated, you know what you're doing. Yeah, so that's about it, guys. Just is what it is. Nothing I could find personally on stream today. We go again later. For those of you in the Discord, for those who haven't joined, make sure to join the Discord, free Discord group. I'll jump on for NY session. I'll be on for the news, so I'll be on, I don't know, probably about an hour and a half or so before it. We'll do some analysis, have a chat. I might stream it live on TikTok, so those of you on TikTok, make sure to keep an eye out for potential stream and follow me on IG for the details. I'll let you know if I am going live on that. In the meantime, guys, make sure to hit the like button on the way out. Those of you who have not done so on YouTube, appreciate all the love from everyone. Thank you to all new subscribers and followers and so on and so forth. Thank you to the gifters on TikTok, I appreciate it. And take care, trade safe, guys, and we'll see you likely for CPI in a few hours from now. Cheers, take care.
Thank you, bye.
Cheers, Franco. I'll speak to you shortly, mate.
Yep.